It's Richie here with Statifying Football. This is your Week 11 college football picks and previews. These are the weekday games. There's actually a lot this week. There's games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There's 11 games in total. So let's jump right in. Akron taking on Ohio. Akron, they lost their first game against Western Michigan 58-13. Not really much to say. Quarterback Zach Gibson is who they went with. 125 passing and a touchdown, a pick. They only had 256 yards and 2 turnovers. For Ohio, they lost in a close game against Central Michigan, 30-27. Curtis Rourke, who is the brother of Nathan Rourke, who played the last few years at Ohio, had a pretty good game. 231 passing, 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Cox, 4 catches, 102 and a touchdown, and then a kick return for a touchdown as well. I think Ohio bounces back. Akron is really not good. Ohio is still a player in the MAC, so go Ohio there. Kent State, Bowling Green. Kent State had a nice win against Eastern Michigan, 27-23. Quarterback Dustin Crum, 219 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick, plus 35 rushing yards and a touchdown. Isaiah McCoy, 8 catches, 104 and a touchdown. Defensively, they had 4 sacks and 2 turnovers. Bowling Green, they got killed by Toledo, 38-3. Matt McDonald, terrible game, 8 of 30, 120 yards, 2 picks in that game. I'm going to go with Kent State here. Kent State, another possible candidate to win the MAC, at least maybe get into a bowl game. All right, then a really good final game of Tuesday night, Miami of Ohio and Buffalo. Miami of Ohio won the MAC last year. Buffalo, can't remember if they played for it, but they have a really, really strong team coming back. Miami of Ohio beat Ball State last week 38-31. Brett Gabbert was in, but he was hurt. A.J. Meyer came in and filled admirably, 212 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes. Jack Sorensen, 7 catches, 139 receiving yards. Defensively, they had 6 sacks in that game. Buffalo, they killed Northern Illinois 49-30. It sounds kind of close, but Buffalo was up 49-16 with about 5 minutes left, and Northern Illinois tacked on a few late touchdowns. Calvin Trees, not bad passing, 175, 1 touchdown and pick, plus 1 rushing. But those are out there. Running game, Jarrett Patterson, 137 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns there. Antonio Nunn, 6 catches, 102 and a touchdown. Defensively, they had 3 sacks, forced 5 turnovers, had 3 defensive touchdowns, 2 fumble returns for a touchdown, and a pick 6 in that game. This, I think, will go back and forth, but I'm actually going to give Buffalo the edge here. All right, Wednesday, Eastern Michigan, they lost, had a close loss to Kent State, 27-23. Preston Hutchinson, 241 passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, plus 1 rushing. Hassan Beydoun, 9 catches, 112 yards. Ball State had a close loss to Miami, Ohio, 38-31. Drew Plitt, 309 passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Caleb Huntley, 130 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Hall, 4 catches, 124 and a touchdown. Antoine Davis, 6 catches, 110 yards. Defensively had 3 sacks. I'm going to go Ball State here. They might have a little too much offense for Eastern Michigan to keep up with. Then you got Toledo, Western Michigan. This may be a shootout. Toledo destroyed Bowling Green 38-3. Eli Peters, 214 passing, 4 passing touchdowns, plus added 67 rushing yards. They ran for 310 yards, put up 524 yards, forced 3 turnovers. Defensively, Western Michigan, they beat Akron pretty easily, 58-13. Caleb Ellaby, 262 passing, 3 touchdowns. Dwayne Eskridge, 3 catches, 114, 2 touchdowns. Defensively, they had 3 sacks, 2 turnovers, and a pick 6 in that game. I'm not really sure who to go with here. This will go back and forth. I'm going to give maybe the edge to Toledo because the quarterback are about the same, but Bryant Koback, the running back for Toledo, may give him a slight edge, but this really is a coin flip. All right, then you got Central Michigan and Northern Illinois. So Central Michigan had a nice win against Ohio, 30-27. Daniel Richardson, he ended up starting at quarterback and played pretty well. 243 passing, a touchdown passing, and 1 rushing. Kobe Lewis ran for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, 5 sacks. Chor Hairston had 3 of them. 2 turnovers forced. Northern Illinois, they lost to Buffalo pretty badly, 49-30. Ross Bowers, 202 passing, a touchdown, a pick. Tyrese Ritchie, 9 catches, 106, a turnover, 5 yards. You can't do that against Central Michigan. I do think Northern Illinois bounces back a little bit, but I'll give the edge Central Michigan. But again, another game that could go either way. All right, jump in at Thursday. 1 game there, Colorado State and Boise. Colorado State had a nice win against Wyoming, 34-24. Patrick O'Brien, 255 passing, 2 touchdowns, plus 1 rushing. Dante Wright, 10 catches, 146 yards. Defensively, had 6 sacks, 3 turnovers, and a pick 6. Boise State got destroyed by BYU 51-17. Their backup quarterback, Jack Sears, started. He got hurt early on, so they had to go to third string Cade Fittigan. His stats were okay: 182 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick, but he couldn't do a whole lot. Khalil Shakir, 10 catches, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns there. We're going to see if Hank Bachmeier can come back. If Bachmeier Sears plays, I'm going to give Boise State the edge there. If not, this may go to Colorado State, but I'll give a slight edge to Boise State. All right, coming into Fridays, 4 games on Friday. Iowa, Minnesota. This will be really close either way. Both teams are kind of inconsistent this year so far. Iowa had a huge win against Michigan State, 49-17. Spencer Petras, 167 passing, a touchdown. Tyler Goodson, 113 rushing, 2 touchdowns. Defensively, they had 3 turnovers, a pick 6, and a punt return for touchdown. They're going to need to do that against a strong Minnesota offense to come back. Minnesota, they beat Illinois 41-14. Tanner Morgan, 216 passing, a touchdown, and a pick. Mohamed Ibrahim, second straight game with over 200 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns, 224 and 4. Rashad Bateman, 10 catches, 139 and a touchdown. Defensively, had 4 sacks. I'm going to give Minnesota a bit of an edge here. Iowa, they seem to be scoring like kind of they always do with defense, special teams, offense. I'm not so sure their offense can quite keep up with Minnesota. If Minnesota can force turnovers and sacks, but I'll go Minnesota there. All right, the Shula Bowl in the CUSA, Florida Atlantic and Florida International. Florida Atlantic had a really close win against Western Kentucky. They beat them 10-6. They had the winning touchdown with 2.5 minutes left in the game. Nick Tronti, the quarterback, was not very good at all. 7 of 16, 108 yards, but they got the win. FIU's game that got canceled. They haven't played since they lost to 1AA Jacksonville State a few weeks ago, where they only had 156 total yards. I mean, both teams haven't looked great, but FAU is 3-1, so at least they're finding a way to win, where FIU is finding ways to lose. So I think that may continue and go FAU, Florida Atlantic's way. All right, ECU and Cincinnati. ECU, they lost to Tulane 38-20, but it wasn't because of Holton Naylor's the quarterback for ECU. He had a great game, 351 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Blake Prohl, 13 catches, 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. They only had 35 rushing yards. They're gonna have to do better than that against Cincinnati. Try to keep Cincinnati off the field. Cincinnati's been steamrolling through anybody. They are from the American. They could sneak into the playoffs. They're only number 6 in the country right now, and a couple of teams in front of them lose. Who knows what happens? Cincinnati, they destroyed Houston 38-10. Desmond Ridder, 162 passing, a touchdown, and a pick, but he ran for 103 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jared Dokes ran for 184 yards and a touchdown. They put up 510 yards of offense there. It's possible upset here, but Cincinnati's looked way too good. I think Cincinnati wins big. All right, Utah, they had their first game last week postponed. They have 9 returning starters back on there. They have grad transfer quarterback Jake Bentley coming into there from South Carolina. UCLA, they actually lost to Colorado 48-42. It was a really high-scoring, fun game to watch. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 303 passing yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick, plus 109 rushing yards and a touchdown. Greg Dulcich, 4 catches, 126 yards and a touchdown. They turn over 4 times. You can't do that against a Utah team, but I'm not sure what Utah is going to look like coming in. You normally have a good defense, but they only have like 2 returning starters on that defense. Just based on what I've seen, I'm going to give UCLA a slight edge because I know they do have the offense there. So those are my weekday games. Check out my Saturday picks later. Peace.